Let's talk about different pre-sale tactics. Well, we want to get customers before we build the product, before we invest a bunch of money and tons of time building the product. We want to be sure that it's worth it, that it is worth building the product, and that someone, our target customers, will be ready, glad to pay some cash for us, not just some cash, but actually the price that we expect to get. And how to do that? We need to try to pre-sell it in advance. And one of the ways is to pre-sell it as a custom solution. What does it mean? In the first place, we don't need to have anything on plate yet. We just need to have an idea, maybe a wireframe, maybe a mock-up, and we can approach our potential customers who experience the problem that we are solving, that we intend to solve, and say something like, hey, we are preparing to solve this problem. We are ready to solve this problem. We've maybe solved this problem for someone, or here's the plan, how we plan to solve it. And our offer is that we can do it as a custom solution for you. Well, we even don't need to charge you, to ask you to pay us in advance. Let's sign the contract that until that time, until that date, we will create this custom-made solution for you based on these tax specifications. If we do that, you agree to pay us this amount of money, and you negotiate what's the amount of money. The good thing is that it's kind of like a risk-free offer for potential customers. If you put that in a really solid contract, because if you fail to deliver on time, customer pays nothing. If you fail to deliver on tax specifications, customer pays nothing. If you fail to provide anything that you promised, well, they pay nothing to you. So it's not a huge challenge for a customer to accept this offer. And if you can't get customer under these conditions, even if these conditions are really amazing, like the price is much lower than if they would go and hire developers by themselves. For instance, if they have to pay 100K to build a custom solution for them with developer company, you can approach them and say, we are ready to build it for 50K, for 60K. It's a huge amount of like a savings if you go with us. For you, it's a win-win situation because you validate the idea and you keep the code. This is the most important thing. You keep the code, you keep that core elements, you keep these core elements so that you can build additional structures, additional features, functions, and eventually launch your software or platform or application or any other tool into the market. But the first thing is that you can try to pre-sell it as a custom solution for the customer who experience that problem. If you can't do that, well, it might be a red flag. Either you are approaching wrong target customers, or your solution, your offer is not as good as alternatives in the market, or it's simply not an important problem. It's not a painful problem. So if you try to approach and talk to tons of potential customers, well, it depends on your target market. Maybe you can approach only 5 customers and get 5 no. And if you see that there are only 10 additional customers in the market, that would be a definite sign that probably the solution and the approach is not as good as expected. But if you get at least one yes, this could be like a green light for you to move on with your project. So think about pre-selling your software tool application as a custom solution. It's the lowest hanging fruit that you can try to do your pre-sales in the very early stage.